Oh, Salam Tanat, Inayat Elaine. This is to review a subject matter we've gone over before, but this is to present some of the evidence in real time that you can see it for yourself. Now, this is the autobiography of Emperor Haile Selassie I. It's called My Life and Ethiopia's Progress, 1892 to 1937. This is according to the translation and annotation, or as translated and annotated by Edward Uhlendorf, professor of Ethiopian Studies in the University of London. All right, and it was published in 1976. Now, this particular vid is to prove that His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie I, was and is a Sabbath keeper. Now, so you see this is book 1, right? Okay, let's now go to the page. If you have a copy of it, you can go to page 40, on page 40. In the Amharic version, it is page 22. And this particular section, let's go to the beginning of this particular section. This particular section of the book, and this is actually, I think, chapter 4, which is Imperial Majesty, subtitles About My Appointment to the Governorship of Harar and its Province, 1910, right, 1910. So as we scroll to page 40, and one more page, and we're going to come to page 40. This is Kedemawi Haile Selassie, and this is what he says in a proclamation to church officials. One particular one named the Abagaz. He says, "You who are abagaz, like custodians, keepers, so to speak, look out for thieves and brigands in the country which you govern as deputy. If I hear it being said that in a certain province people have been robbed, it is the abagaz who will pay. You who have no master and are unemployed, enter the town which I have given to the abagaz and stay there. But do not disturb the peasants by being in the villages. If the roads in your respective governorates fall into disrepair, build roads in order not to make things difficult for the traders going up and down the country." And this part that I highlight is the main part that proves that even from such a time to such a time, His Imperial Majesty is, was, and will be a sabbatical keeper, a Sabbath keeper. Hitherto, he says, work on the Sabbath was forbidden. In other words, prior to it, and now you will in fact be punished when found working on the Sabbath. This is a very key statement right here in this awaj or proclamation, in this particular awaj or proclamation. And here it has 28. So if we go to the bottom here, let's see what it says. It says for 28, the somewhat different text in Ede, page 1. Okay, just a little technical, somewhat different text. But still, this is the proclamation. Hitherto, work on the Sabbath was forbidden. He says work on the Sabbath was forbidden. And he goes on to say that you will in fact be punished when found working on the Sabbath. Now, connected with it are these three pilgrim festivals that we have been reminded of in this week's sabbatical study, named in the Hebrew Re'eh or Re'eh, and known in the Amharic as a Neho, or the 47th. Here you see where it is said that for the 3 annual festivals. These are the 3 annual festivals. Now, in Christos, or in Christ, in the New Covenant, Adis Kidan, these are known as Meskel, Christmas, and Easter. But it's interesting, so we made a note right there, and our note basically shows Orit Zezat Mi'raf chapter Haya source Kuter, or verse Asara Arat. But this is a key right here. So both the Sabbath and the 3 annual festivals, that's known as the 3 pilgrim festivals, or in the Hebrew, the Shalosh Regalim, the Shalosh Regalim. And here His Imperial Majesty references it. So we have on these 2 pages, and this was dated Harar, from the place Harar, the 13th of Hamle, 1905, or the 21st of July, 1913. So here's the proof that His Imperial Majesty is both a Sabbath keeper as well as a keeper of the covenant, you understand, in respect to the 3 annual festivals, as well as fundamentally in respect to the Sabbatical rules and regulation.